Chapter 9. The final frontier is witchcraft, an occult philosophical universal law of mere time. Time is not a real thing. It's just a trick of mine that delusionalizes a past, present, and a future. This 24-hour cycle is to go on repetitively just to reinstate the aging process of the triple moon goddess occurrence. Numbers can be easily swapped around in order to manipulate past themes. The astrological system uses celestial objects that accelerate at different speeds encircling Earth. The celestial objects travel clockwise and counterclockwise, dictating the emotional body's mood, which is Earth. My anatomical head represents Earth, and my conscious thoughts that encircles my head like a halo is what manifests the celestial objects that orbit Earth. Quote-unquote, as above, so below, is a method that creates a subconscious system mimicking the inner workings of my brain. This is why this ideology of a solar system exists. Because my brain is a satellite, it symbolizes the fruition of a solar system. The word solar can be broken down into sol, meaning sun or man, and AR, referring to Arizona, which is a desert, a mirage of illusions. It's a mirroring effect of night and day, using the sun and moon to reflect light and dark. Time is symbolized by the hourglass filled with sand that passes up and down, similar to the back and forth pattern, much like the swinging of a pendulum. This is a transfer of energies that stimulate the unexplainable process of life. Time travels around a circle within a circle, repeating itself, creating the invisible Taurus layering. This is for my conscious awareness to use the perceived celestial energies to smooth the scenic overlayering that encircles my body, the Earth. This is why the planet Saturn has a ring around it. This planet represents time and a system. If you can control time through calculative formulas, then you can dictate a story. For this very reason, the Illuminati Freemason folklore bestows a grandfather clock to its initiates and tells them to always have their clock set 5 minutes ahead of time. This allows the Illuminati, which is a fake eye, to manipulate future experiences. The planet Uranus also has a ring around it that is sideways, resembling a slash mark, canceling out humanity. Lightning strikes fast, just like the idea of humanity, which was short-lived. All of my planets are on the top part of my astrological chart. For this very reason is why I am Source, the star, the illuminator. Chiron is in Gemini and conjuncts my North Node in Taurus. This takes place at the bottom of my chart, the North Node residing in my 3rd house and Chiron residing in my 4th house. This signifies using time as a mere magic trick to explain the growth and expansion of short and long distance travel. The astrological wheel is a number system set up like a clock. As time goes forward, it sets the astrological wheel in motion just as well as it can go back, setting the astrological wheel in motion. This is how a past and a future can be assimilated. The Mayan calendar ended in 2012, which is no coincidence. I was born during the year of 1984, and from 1984 to 2012 equates to a 28-year gap, which is a Saturn cycle. Also, I graduated massage school during the year of 2011, as I was experiencing my first Saturn return. This was a full circle around the square, emphasizing my full spectrum experience as the true matriarch. Learning anatomy would come in useful later as I delved in occult philosophy, revealing to me the true meaning of the square within the circle, my brain and body. Timing would be essential to use the astrological energies to manifest an outcome. Witchcraft uses a 24-hour luminarian cycle of the moon along with the other celestial energies to create seeds of intention. The luminarian cycles of the moon increase in energy, waxing, and decreases in energy, waning. A new moon is when you would plant a seed of intention, whatever the desire. A full moon is when you can expect the results of your intention to come into fruition. This is an increasing of energy and a decreasing of energy, a variation of repetitive cycles. The nodal axes of the moon are simply portals to the past and future that influence the present. Eclipses are the most significant astrological transits on a personal level. The moon travels around the astrological wheel in 1 month's time. The sun travels around the astrological wheel in 1 year's time. The nodal axes travel around the astrological wheel in 1.5 years' time. A solar eclipse is when the sun opposes the moon and is conjunct with either of the nodal axes. A lunar eclipse is when the sun and moon are conjuncting with either of the nodal axes. This generally happens every 6 months, 4 times annually. Because the nodes of the moon travel in a retrograde manner, it allows for the sun traveling clockwise to conjunct the moon on its nodal axis or oppose the moon on its nodal axis. So generally, there's 2 eclipses every 6 months. Within the 6 months, the first set of eclipses occur around 2 weeks apart. A lunar eclipse resulting in a conjunction and a solar eclipse resulting in an opposition. The eclipses pay attention to major themes that are being magnified in one's life. The energies of a lunar and solar eclipse can last up to 6 months. However, they can serve as a reflection tool, reanalyzing prior years. This can help to explain the most impactful, relevant experiences annually. The eclipses focus on key houses or themes that are ripened, with energy to start an intention or finish one. This practice helps one become knowledgeable in expanding in various areas of one's life. There are 8 phases to a luminarian cycle. The luminarian cycle consists of the following phases. The first phase is the new moon. The second phase is the waxing crescent. The third phase is the first quarter. The fourth phase is the waning crescent. The fifth phase is the full moon. The sixth phase is the waxing gibbous. The seventh phase is the third quarter. And the 8th phase is the waning gibbous. The crescent phasal parts of the luminarian cycle showcases a crescent shape increasing in its shape up to the first quarter phase, then decreases in its shape up to the full moon. The gibbous phasal part of the luminarian cycle showcases a gibbous circular shape that increases up to the third quarter, then decreases in its shape up to the full moon. This is just a basic light and dark shading technique demonstrated by the luminaries that orbit around Earth's ecliptic. Understanding the luminarian cycle enables the use of more specific spell work combined with the rest of the astrological clock. The luminarian cycle is ancient clockwork that measures time with great precision. Using the calendar system and the quote-unquote modern-day clock results in inaccuracy. This happens because we're conditioned to set the clocks forward an hour in spring and back an hour in fall. This is a time trick to have more light during the planting of intentions and light less during the harvest of intentions. Timing is considered to be everything because of the old saying, quote-unquote, time is money. The 24-hour cycle is broken up into 2 parts, night and day. A new day starts out dark first, 12 a.m., when the moon is considered to be at the highest point of the sky. The moon then lowers to around 6 a.m. when the sun starts to rise. The sun rises to 12 p.m., reaching the second half of the day. The sun then lowers down to 6 p.m. when evenings take place and the light starts to dim. Then the sun sets at the moon rises from evening back up to 12 a.m. The back and forth lighting and dimming effect winds up the energy and winds down the energy. This is a dance between the sun and moon around Earth's ecliptic. Timing is a calculated practice to implement routine.